One more thing about the, say, the large fortress at Sexy Woman, and I know that's not the right pronunciation, but I'm not Spanish, so I can't do it right, or some of the other big fortress places, is that they use large stones on the bottom, and as they got higher and higher in basically terrace work, they use smaller stones. Now that could be for two reasons. One reason is that they got the largest stones first for some reason because they were easiest to get at. Somebody always screwing up my video. Get the hell out of here. See how that makes noise? They could have used the larger rocks because they were the easiest to get at that time. Now, why they would use the larger stones instead of the smaller, the larger would be a lot harder to work with. Now, let's look at the other theory. In a cliff or a hill or mountain or whatever, gravity is always pushing downhill. Always. Now, what gravity wants to do on these terraces is push down, 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 and push the dirt outwards, this way. With the larger stones on the bottom, it would hold more weight for the larger or the smaller stones on top. Because if all this dirt got wet right in here, or fill or whatever it was, it would naturally try and push out the bottom stones. So that's one reason they may have used the larger stones. No one knows how long it took. No one knows exactly how they did it. We do know that they couldn't cut a straight line, a straight perpendicular line for their lives. The reason is that a rope will not do that. And we also see on their cuts we see smoothing on the stones on this side, some on this side, but mainly they're on the lower stones right down here. You see the smoothing right here, and you also see the thermal aggression. Now, if you had a rope that was moving at over and over again with sand in it, with a lot of force, the friction could cause the stone on the bottom to melt. And that's the way I believe that they did it. If you watch the rest of my videos on INCA, did they melt solid stone, as some people say, which they didn't, you'll see that a lot of their stones are done the same way, that are fitted, and they're done all like that all over the empire. And some in their temples are done very, very well. They were done a little bit different, but I explained that. Always, when they wanted to put a rock, say like, if you'll notice, you can notice in the pictures if you notice this. Always in their stones, they're wedges, they're wedge stones here. We go into another stone. Say this is a large stone right here. Right here. All the stones that they would cut into a smaller area all had wedges right here. So what they would do is take this wedge may come out like this. They would take a stone like this. Now imagine if you could do this. They would take their rope and they would go down like this. Okay? And they would cut here, and they would cut here, and this would slowly drop into place. But as we're taking material off of each side and the bottom, and we're taking material off of here and here, the stone would not, this stone that was put into the gap would not work unless it was wedge shaped. And they slowly cut the stone until it dropped in and the wedge fit here and here. Then they would put a stone on top of it. Now this is by the record if you will look at it. But we have to think like they think. This is a educational lesson in how can I say, problem solving. But they did. We know the Incans did build these great walls, and they did it somehow. So what did they have to use on hand? What didn't they have? And what is in the historical record? And I believe this is the way it was done. Thank you very much. This is Rick. My next videos will be on Pumapuku and the temple site at Tiwanaku and how it was done and why, in simple terms. And please watch all my videos on crop circles and Tesla and all kinds of amazing things. And just keep an open mind. Thank you. This is Rick.